Hello everyone, welcome back to Motion RC Live for a special quick live show. I am back. If you watched last week, Wes went live, I believe, on Friday. He unboxed the Nexa Voodoo P51. And last Friday was supposed to be our normal live show, so if you're a live show viewer, the first Friday of every month, we do our standard live show. We go through the community, and we're going to do that this Friday. So we're still going to go live regular this Friday with that show, and actually, if you're watching this, you will get a tease. We're going to spin the wheel at least once on the show. The wheel, if you've been a part of our live experience, was something we did. We're going to bring it back. So we're going to bring it back in a small way this Friday. But today, I'm excited because I was on vacation for I took about 8 days off. So during the whole July 4th weekend, visit family. Hope you all had a great 4th of July if you're watching out there. But what's it called? When I came back, I got one of these new Bancroft boats. If you've seen in the emails, we got 5 new additions to the Bancroft lineup. Couple battleships, destroyer, brand new, bigger Titanic than the one that we have. But we also got this Dusseldorf. It's a fireboat, German fireboat, and it has firing water cannons. So we're going to unbox that bad boy here in a second. I got it right down below. I'm excited to see this work. This is actually one of the first Bancroft models where it has some like working features on the top of the deck, which is going to be really cool to see function when we get it out. We're hoping to get this out tomorrow, so we want to do the unboxing quick today. These things, all these Bancroft boats, don't take much assembly. That's the beauty about them. They're gorgeously detailed. You pretty much pull them out of the box. You just got to do some ballast, which I usually do at the lake now, or you can put it in a bathtub, something like that. You know, once you get the ballast right, charge the battery, and she will pretty much go. So I see Doberman Rage. What's going on, man? I see you saying we need a large-scale bind and fly 120 millimeter EDF jet with reverse thrust lights. That would be awesome, but you're gonna have to wait on that one. So let me get the boat up here and let's get rocking and rolling. So I already did the preliminary. You know, when you order one of these, it comes in a big cardboard box. And then this box has a top to it. I took the lid off, so I just wanted to show you guys, because what I like to do with these boats, you know, something that just, it doesn't look as good in pictures. It's always best to do it live, but just show you like the packaging of all these boats. You know, when you pull the cover, so, you know, this box will have a big lid, you can always sort of look down and get a nice, you know, gauge of just how awesome these boats are secured in shipping. You know, even if like, you know, you might have a bad delivery guy who wants to toss around the boxes or just be a little aggressive. You'd have to be really aggressive to really do serious harm to these. With all the styrofoam they put on the sides, the way they wrap it up, the way they tape everything. So like there's a box, I think it's over here on my left side, you know, that has a transmitter in it and everything, and you know, they tape all that down so nothing will fall onto the boat. You know, this boat doesn't have the, what's it called? This boat is larger scale. So it's 45.7 inches. So I see Bowen, yep, saying it's quite big. It's 45 inches, but it's lower scale. So it's only 1/25th scale, which means all the features are nice and pronounced. You know, like this boat, a lot of the ships we get, depending like, you know, if you have a 1/150 scale, a 1/200 scale, you know, there'll be a lot of smaller details that, you know, you can knock around. Whereas these bigger, larger boats, sort of like this, or the Island Cutter you might have been watching, we just did a video on, you know, bigger scale, I guess, you know, so you get more pronounced features. But all around, pretty darn cool to see them when they're unboxed. So let me start cutting away and seeing what we could get out of the box before we manipulate our ship out of the box. But some of the things I love, like I'd never heard about this boat before, you know, before seeing it here, just the idea of a fireboat. Love the color on it. The red looks like it's really gonna pop when it's on the lake. Now let's see, what can come off and what cannot come off. So first thing I wanna get out, this is gonna be our transmitter box. Right on the top. I'm going to cut this baby out so then you could see. Now one of the features which I mentioned earlier is that this boat will fire the water cannons on the top. The only thing you're gonna need, and we're gonna see, because this will be a first time for me too, I'm gonna move this. There's nothing in the way there right now. I'm just gonna put this like this for a second. If I come here, I've got my box. I'm going to take everything that comes in this box out. So this is going to be all the accessories, all the extras. So we get a battery charger, simple charger that'll charge through the balance tap. It charges either a 3S or 2S battery. That's all it does. And if you plug a 2S in, which is what comes with this boat, you know, only the first 2 lights are going to work. But, you know, they start out as red, and when they turn green, you're good to go. We got our battery, same battery as every other Bancroft boat I open. It's the Admiral 2800 2S pack. Now that's the other thing. We'll talk about the water cannons in a second because you're going to want a second battery. You need a second ESC to power the water cannons, and I have that, so I'll show you that in a little bit. You get your instruction manual, which for these is usually just 1 page. Oh, they got 2. Maybe they're going to show us. So 1 here. Just looks like a checklist. Actually, checklist handwritten by the factory. So it shows you that somebody checked off to make sure everything that was required in the box is in the box. So that's cool. And then you get we get our standard quick manual. Again, it's usually just 1 page, not even double-sided, because it's very simple. Basically just shows you open the box, how to put the batteries in your transmitter, things like that. Nothing too dramatic in there. And then we get a bind plug. So if you ever need to rebind to the transmitter, get that. And we get 2 German flags, which we're going to have to put, you know, place on the boat at some point. And then let's see the transmitter that comes with. So I was just having this conversation with my product manager, Bill. He helps bring these boats to all you guys, and he wasn't sure which transmitter this came with, if it was a pistol grip, because the Island Cutter comes with a pistol grip, or I think he'll be excited too. I'm super excited that we get one of these transmitters. Now, why do I say that? Because again, this boat has the water cannon feature. Now, on the product page, you'll see it requires you to have 1 more ESC. So let me grab it now. So the recommended one is our Admiral, you know, water ESC or boat ESC. We're going to have to install this because I believe inside the water cannons are powered by a motor. We'll see these 2 leads coming out somewhere. So I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to plug in the, you know, the wire into an auxiliary channel. And what I'm excited about having this transmitter for is that I don't have to put it on a switch, because if you put it on a switch, think of this like powering a throttle, the switch would be 100%, so full jets blasting the water, or off. I'm excited because I have some knobs up here, so hopefully on the receiver I'll be able to use one of these and I'll be able to control the pressure of the water that's going to fire. So, you know, that's what I'm excited to get through. This transmitter will require 4 AA batteries. But for the purpose of this unboxing video, I'm not going to plug it in. I don't like to run the motors or anything out of the water. I just think that's not a good thing to do, and it really won't show anything. So that's what we're going to do here. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about this transmitter. This is the newer transmitters that are coming with these boats, and it's, you know, a lot better than some of the older ones that came. All right, let me get rid of that box. I see up there, Dave Robinson, what's going on, man? You're a frequent boater around Lake Allatoona. Where do you launch here? We're all around. Like we're like in the Woodstock area. So
JD's on the lake.
JD's on the lake is near us. Actually, that's where they filmed. What is the show again? Ozarks. The first season of Ozarks. That restaurant that he owns is actually really close to where we usually put our boats in the water. It's just really easy. Got a little dock behind that restaurant. It's always empty, and it's a nice little spot. Dig it RC, what's going on? Using that box for a play tunnel before he gets a chance to put in the water, for sure. My kids love these boxes. They turn them into planes or whatever their imagination gets them onto. All right, can I pull this? I just want to see if I'll be able to. Am I going to be able to lift this out without dropping the boat? I think I might be able to, Alex. I think I might be able to. You know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to cut the box because I think that would be smarter. It's not like I'm putting them back in the box anytime soon. But I like doing this way because on video anyway. If you're by yourself, if you're home, if you have somebody who can help you out, you can do that. But what I like to do for the purposes of this is also I can show you that the open view, if you will, of the ship. So you get an idea again of just how much packaging goes a long way to keep everything looking good. So now the boat itself, now everything is wrapped up nicely, so there's nothing can move. So I assume these will be able to be moved once I cut these ribbons out. But I'm noticing also that they're spring loaded. So what I think is going to happen when I cut these off, that they might be down, and then as the water pressure comes through, they're going to spring up, and it'll hold it like taut. Now, obviously, these aren't on servos, so you're going to have to aim them in a direction and just live with that direction. But yeah, dynamic positioning, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's what you might mean. But yeah, I'm excited. So let Alex get a couple shots here while I have it there, and then I'm going to start pushing out the ship side by side. Boom. But good to be back. Definitely had a great time. I went back up to New York. That's where I'm originally from. First time I was there in 5 years, actually. I went back the year after we moved down here. But I hadn't been back since. So brought the kids, I got to see cousins and people we hadn't seen in a little while. All around though, we had good weather too for New York. But it's always nice there around July 4th. All right, that box is gone. And now we're just looking at, in essence, the exoskeleton of the inside of the box. I'm going to take, this looks like, now you never want to pull these too hard because you could damage things. So this wants to come up. So I'm going to take that up, get rid of that one. Now again, as somebody who, if you want to transport, if you have the space, keep these things, man. These are great to help transport the boat and keep it safe and secure. If you ever think you might resell it or something, they're good to have. And then underneath, these are always like slotted, a lot of these. So you just cut the tape at the bottom. It would be kind of hard to show. But once I cut this off, here we go. You can see they're cut at the bottom and there's just a little tape between there. So you can lift it up and off without having to pull it. And then, they're a little tiny. I mean, anyone who's dealt with small models knows the feeling when you move your hand too fast, you're going to snap something off and you're living in the glue, if you will. You're living in the repair. So that just slides off nicely. Get that, and then this will be one more that will have that. So let me cut this. Bada bing. One cut. Maybe if I just cut it there, that'll work. Harder to get underneath, but I don't want to obviously break that crane. There you go. So that comes off. Bang. It's another one. And now it's sitting on its little foam base, which is cool. And I'll move it to the side for a second because this is every Bancroft boat comes with a wooden display stand because, one of the great features of these is they're such cool detail models. And even my wife, she kind of hates this stuff. She doesn't care either way about, models in any way. But when I bring up the Titanic or the Missouri and I joke around, I put it on the mantle. She's like, it does actually, it's impressive for anyone, even if you're not into it, as just a display model. So sorry to call out my wife, but she doesn't get it. No, I don't think she's ever watched a single episode of anything we do. which is fine, because I don't watch a lot of stuff she likes to do either. So this is our escape, right? I almost prefer that. Have your own hobbies, but just put this just slots together, and then I would suggest dabbing a little CA once it's together. Some of them could be a little looser. This one actually feels tighter, and then I believe you just got to look around, look to each side. Yeah, like one side is going to be cut a little deeper. One side is for the back and the hull. One side is for the front, the stern. So, it depends on how the boat looks underneath. But all right, checking it out, I can see this little divot on the bottom. That's the front, and that's that. So there you go. So now it is on its display stand, and again, 45 inches, so pretty big. Definitely beautifully painted. I mean, just from the bottom, we got a quad rudder on this bad boy. Hard to see because of course I'm wearing black on the day that it's black. I'll move it like that. But quad rudders, so it'll be cool to see inside there. In a second, I'll show you inside. And we've got dual screws on the bottom, so it'll be 2 motors driven, 2 brush motors inside. That'd have been awesome. Should have stopped in Jersey. I did stop in Jersey. Actually, my brother-in-law he bought a house in Middletown, so we were there. But I mean, Jersey's big, so you could be anywhere in Jersey. But you said you're in Edison. I'm not sure how far that is, but he's like closer to like the Verrazano and such. But what was interesting going back to New York, being in Jersey, Alex, was I totally forgot. It's been a long time since I haven't had to pump my own gas. You're not allowed to pump your own gas. Like, I got out of the car and I started doing it because I'm just so used to doing it. And the guy came over. He's like, give me your card. I got to do it. I'm like, oh, whoops. Like sitting in the car and handing someone, totally forgot about that. I was like, not that I care either way. I don't need to pump my own gas, but it was just funny. So I'm just cutting these ribbons so then we can get access to this superstructure, because I do want to see how this is all rigged up. Because again, we got 1, 2, 3. So we got 3 water cannons. But like this one, I assume they were all going to be attached to the superstructure because there should be a motor and tubing all in there that's rigged. So now I'm wondering, if I pull this off, is this going to be the type of superstructure that, I hope they give me enough length. Like, I'm not sure how it's plugged in. So we'll see here in a second. Because I assumed if it was all part of one superstructure, if I took that off, then I can install the new ESC and the battery, and it'll live with the structure rather than, on its own. But that would be awesome. What's up, Vic? What's going on? How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping in. And if you're just joining us, as this has been live, again, this, what's it called? This, we're going to have our standard live show this Friday, and we're going to bring back the wheel for that episode. We're going to have a special wheel spin. I think we're going to start bringing it back to our standard live shows that we do, and I'm excited about that. We're thinking about doing maybe if you watch, usually at the end of the year we do a big show where we usually have about 10 spins, right? And we may do a Christmas in the summer type episode. I'm thinking maybe for August, but we shall see. Okay, so they actually tied this. So they tied this down, but now we see the flow. Let's see. All right, these I'm gonna have to cut off. That's interesting. They tied it. They didn't zip tie it. So they tied it in a knot. So let me just cut this nice and easy. There's another knot here. There we go. But see, I can't. I'm just gonna leave it for now. It's okay. It's okay. I just want to loosen them all up. There we go. I'll just cut this. I'll cut the main knots off in a second. Got another one here. And then it's just you can sort of pull it around. Boom. There's that. All right. Bang. All right, so now is it free? Okay, it is free, and then I just see we've got access, so there's an access hatch under this lifeboat back here that allows your access to your rudders and stuff, so we'll be able to see how that works. But they have 4 pieces of tape. Oh, yeah, just to sort of help hold it down. That doesn't need to live there, though. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to take these 4 pieces of tape off entirely. But what I love, this is so cool. Like, just like take a look at this, Alex, for a sec. Like, just like, you know, like that's real metal chain painted. Maybe it's brass, but you know, real metal chain, real wood. Like somebody, like, you know, like it looks like popsicles, but they did a great job. You know, all real wood detailing and metal. You know, just for like a lifeboat that isn't going to do anything. Like, they put a lot of detail into these things, which I love. Ah, okay. So I'm going to hold, oh, I can't do it with the superstructure. I'll show you a second. Let me take, I don't want the superstructure to fall off. I was going to tilt it up, but they have a, if you ever have a sailboat, they put like a clear cover over it, so it's a waterproof sealed cover, so I could peel that back. I don't want to do that yet. But you could see a little window that shows that it's one rod connected to one of the 4 rudders with another rod that moves them all together. So one servo drives all 4 of those rudders. Now when I lift this up, aha, look at that. There you go. So you do have hoses already rigged up. So if you want to take this whole structure off, you'd have to unattach some of these hoses, you know, to do that. Like I can see that first hose, you see where my finger is, that's coming from this hose on the front. And then let's see what it looks like. Do I see my, so just the hoses here. So then where am I going to, oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. So now this is going to be, let me see. If I put this down like this, I don't want to break it. I just want to see how I can show you guys this without doing any sort of damage. You know what? Can this rest like that a sec? Yes, it can. Give me some of this foam. I'm going to lay this in front quick because I'm going to turn the boat on its side, and then I feel like I owe you guys a nice peek into the inside. I guess, can I unplug the hoses here? No, I don't want to unplug them that way. And again, this would only be hard because I want to show you guys. If you're not showing anyone anything, not really a big deal. But if I hold that up like that, there you go. So this is what the inside looks like. Okay, so what Bill is telling us that there's servo mounts. So servos can be put here so you can then drive the water cannons. So you can connect it. So it's already pre-set up to make it easier for you to, to be able to manipulate the water cannons, which is cool. So these 2 big motors are going to be for our engines to power the boat. And then this is the motor for the water cannon. And if you see, they give you the 2 leads come right off. And that's where we're going to connect our ESC. And, you know, which I think that's an easier connection to break. So I'm probably going to install the ESC and the battery maybe on the superstructure. Or maybe I'll use the battery. Actually, I want the battery on the ground, probably next to each other to help with the ballast. So then I don't have to add more weight, because I feel like if I put the weight too high on the ship, then I'm going to have to add more weight to the bottom of the ship, you know, to keep it going. Because the one thing about these boats, which I found, almost similar planes, you know, if you put the weight in the wrong places, they can teeter-totter and, you know, not work for the best. So, but all around, really clean install. They're always pretty clean in there. I know this is like, it's hard, I can't like get a camera in, but up here they have the ESC and the receiver. It would be hard for you to see, but they have it all nice and secure. you know, waterproofed pretty well. I'll turn it like that to you, Alex.
I'm moving the camera in real time.
There you go. That's okay. There you go. You can see the ESC pre-installed, like all that's plugged in. So this boat will be ready to go to just drop in the water, throw in some, you know, throw in some ballast, and you know, be on your way to driving it. But you know, I'm going to spend some time after this show.
Oh, I can see the backside right now.
Oh, and you can see the backside. So yeah, so this is like a little window, and this is just tape. Like I could easily peel that off, but you could, you know, it's hard to see, but like the rod right here, that's coming from the servo. That's going to drive the rudder, and then there's another rod. It's right behind that. Let me see if I can tilt. Oh, then the glare takes over. You know, but then you could see there's four other rods connecting those rudders, and that's how it goes. Show how the water pickup is located for the cannons, please. Okay, the water pickup is underneath, it looks like. So, give me one sec. Oh, well, actually, come back to here. Actually, Alex, sorry. I'll show you real quick. I'm trying to get my hand underneath it while I'm holding the superstructure. Sorry. So right behind that little motor, I'm going to try to put my finger there. This. So see that tube? So they have it all epoxied, like it's all waterproof. But that tube is going out to a hole underneath. So now I'm going to put the superstructure back a sec, and then I'll show you. There's a hole right underneath that's going to suck in the water. We've dealt with this with a, we have the, Bancroft does make a nice, well, no, the tugboat didn't spray water. It was a different tugboat, actually, from a different brand. We have that spray water, but right on the bottom. So between the two, see, yeah, there it is. You're there, Alex. That's the water hole. That's going to suck everything up. So that's where it'll pick up the water, bring it into that motor, send it through the system, and then hopefully soak the heck out of whoever you want. But all around, really cool. So these can be, interesting. So now I'm just looking at this. This can be positioned, so I don't think the water is going to have anything to do with actually moving them. It might, you know, the pressure of it all might send them up, but this just sort of slides along. That's about as far down as it can go. Obviously, you don't want to shoot down, or you can have it nice and high, but it'll sort of stay there and like lock into place kind of. Very cool in its, you know, design here. But like, yeah, that can manipulate. There you go. But this one, see, now this you'd have to watch. So if you put this on a servo, right? Look at this. Like you don't want to hit that. So you'd either have to make sure that's always up, super high, or get the servo where maybe it only, you know, maybe, because again, I assume a fireboat isn't going to drive in between two fires and fire in two different directions. They'd probably drive up on the side, and all of these cannons are going to be on one side. So maybe you rig the servo where everything is always, so maybe it does this, you know, and then as you're driving by, like a show pass is how probably I would try to set it up. So pick whatever you think is the prettier side, starboard or port, and then just send it, you know, have it like it's spraying water all in one direction. That would probably be the way, if I was going to do it, I'd do it that way. Because I doubt, you know, this cannon, why fire straight over the deck? They'll be, you know, they turn the boat sideways, and they're probably, you know, again, as somebody who knows absolutely jack about about fireboats, it seems to make sense, especially German fireboats. It would seem to make more sense to do it that way. But look at that, man, 1/25th scale. You could definitely get some cool figures on the top if you wanted to.
Show me the butt or the face for a different shot.
Show me which.
Like spin the nose towards me or the.
Okay,
the
sure.
You know, only from the side.
Bang. Let's show you nose in. Bang. Alex is going to get just some nice close-ups. We'll take you around it. But, you know, all the So all the railings on this, you might be able to hear this from my microphone. Like this is me just touching one of the white railings. Like it's brass, so it's made of metal. Like that's, you know, all around this is real metal. Obviously a lot of fiberglass and such. There's some plastic there too, but all these wood pieces for the hatches, that's all real wood, which looks really, really well done. All the door handles, they feel like metal. That might be plastic around the life preservers. This crane spin, so this would be the crane that helps lift the lifeboat out. So that can spin. That's cool. The lifeboat does not detach, but I guess you could make it detach. And then it actually, that's funny. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could make it detach. You could probably, you know, I think it's just glued on. You can take off the lifeboat, and it does have a metal hook, and the crane itself has a metal hook. It doesn't function, but you could dangle it from there, you know, if you were trying to be super scale. And then there's magnets that hold down that back hatch. So you don't have to, so the tape was on there as just precautionary, and you just have to do that. Does it have a bilge pump? It's called a davit. I wish I knew what that meant and I could pull that right off. I doubt it. I doubt it, but I don't know.
All right, show me the backside.
All right, we're going to go to the back side. And you can also see the flag poles on the front and the back of the boat. That's where we'll put our, that's where we're going to put our, what's it called? Our flags, our German flags. And I always tape them on in, you know, the direction the wind would be blowing them. Just all around, super, super cool. One thing I could see maybe adding, if you wanted to, getting some, you know, like on some of the tugboats, like an accessory part, you know, a couple of the tires maybe, you know, off the side. Like it looks like it has some spots for them, but then again, the real one probably doesn't have it, or they would have included it. But just those things you could put on the deck that they would throw off to the side to make sure the boat doesn't, you know, smash into the dock and stuff and scratch it up. Ah, it's called a davit, not a crane. My bad. Now I know what you're referring to. But yeah, but you could actually, so if you're looking, if you want to keep this from not moving too hard, you can keep this hook right on, you know, on the lifeboat itself. But like that could technically lift the thing up, and then it won't. That would cause it less to move. Not that this boat's going to be going so fast that it's going to move around too much, but all around, super, super cool, from the spotlights to the horn. Now again, no working lights. You know, like the radar wouldn't spin or anything like that, but all around, absolutely beautiful, beautiful ship. I'll show it from this side, and then let me pull out the our German flags. And let's get one of those onto. We'll start at our front flagpole. We're going to peel this sticker off here. And what I always like to do with these flag stickers is get them so, oh shoot. German flag, is it, I think it's yellow to the top, black to the bottom. Nope, yellow to the bottom, black to the top in the picture here, but let's make sure. Black to the top, yellow to the bottom.
Black top.
I don't know that off the top of my head, but that's
what we have on the website.
Could you imagine? Should I do it upside down just to, maybe people just comment on how wrong it is and we'll get more comments on the video? Like, you ever see those videos, they purposely misspell things, and then you look in the comments and all the comments are just dedicated to the one thing that was misspelled, like as if nobody said, I don't know why, but apparently it works. Very clickbaity stuff. But what I like to do is start them here, like just get the two ends together and leave it open. like tape it like this first, and then, so then you could slide it around. If you try to go the other way, I've done that, like then you make a mistake and you put them together and they're not as close. Like with a little razor blade, you can finish it off. But I was always bad at these things. Then that's the way I always did it. And then we can just get that on there. And there you go. One flag in the front, and then we'll put the other one on the back, and it'll look good. Did you Google it? Did you guys Google it, or?
I think they all knew.
They all knew off the top of their head. And I'm German too. I should know that. I should know that off the top of my head. But one of those things, you think you know it until you're called upon it live in front of everyone. And then if this was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I would have used a lifeline probably. I just wasn't sure because my first instinct was like, oh, lighter color to the top, right? That just, I don't know. I don't know why I was instinctive that black would be low. But let's get this one on there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And you could add a little glue. Like I know it's actually on the island cutter one I did, like sometimes it slips off. Don't want to get too taut. Oh, and I did it. Oh no, I did it right. Okay. I thought I just put it upside down the wrong way. Figures. But I would do it like that, so you know, obviously your ship's going to be moving forward more than backwards, so keep the flags moving that way. And I'm sure you could probably do even better with some. You could probably buy some cloth flags that'll actually, you know, flap in the breeze, which would probably look even cooler. But all around, man, that is what we're doing here today. So. This boat, again, let me read off the number. I got a link, so if you guys are looking in the description of this video, I got a link to the ESC as well as the boat. You know, the main link is take you right to the boat. And I'll put in a web request. I want to put a link to the ESC that is recommended, but it's this one. It's the Admiral 120 ESC with an XC60 connector. And it's ADM 6003-002. But the link is in the description of this video. That's the recommended marine ESC. Now looking again inside, you don't have to connect, there's no like hoses, so this doesn't have to be a water-cooled contraption. And actually neither is the other one, so that's good. Because no water is getting sucked through the boat for that purpose. So you're just using the motor parts of the ESC to begin with. Probably any. I don't think there's, you know, a level of ESC that would definitely, you know, a certain ESC, but I'll look into it and I'll let you guys know for sure in the main video when we do it, how I did it, because that's the plan is to get this out in the water tomorrow, and we should have this video for you. We're hoping Thursday. So, you know, Thursday you could be watching this sail around and shoot the water cannons, and on that video I'll open the structure and just show you how I ended up installing it, because that's what probably I'm going to spend the next hour or two on, getting it rigged up and ready for its maiden voyage. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be really cool. You know, just looking at the setup and, you know, these cannons are all metal. Like, I expect some, you know.
Can you read this first line for everybody? For the description of the website, please?
Are you? Oh, no. The Dusseldorf firefighting boat known as the, oh my goodness. Oh, dude, come on. Known as the Lushboot, Dusseldorf, I could never say it in German, is a crucial asset in the German cities. Oh, and then you cut it from where I was. Now you're fading to it. There it is. That was, yeah, it's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. But it sounds cool. If we have a proper German say it, it would probably sound really cool. But, now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
But either way, on Thursday, hopefully we'll be having this maiden voyage, as I said, you know, and then we'll show it around, and we'll show some footage of it too if you missed that video, which you can, it'll be there. But, you know, what's it called? On live show, we'll probably show a little more of it. But I'm assuming, oh, that's where I was going. I'm assuming these are going to shoot are going to shoot pretty solid. I'm expecting nice because even that smaller, we have a cheaper tugboat that we did a video on. I'm forgetting. Is it a Henlong? I think it's a Henlong tugboat. And I remember when we got it, we're like, oh, this isn't going to work. And then it really worked really well. And that's I don't even know if the boat's $100, maybe a little more than $100. So I'm expecting these to really, to shoot really nicely. I'll just be intrigued to see it go. If you could, how much you'll be able to soak in there. But all around, a beautiful addition and something different to the RC boats. Because again, our RC boats lineup isn't just warships and super scale stuff. We got sailboats. We've got competitive sailboats with Dragon Force and Dragon Flights. For the guys into that, speedboats, you name it. We have all different styles of boats, but I love seeing something like this, which is just cool all around and looks really good. If you're somebody who was on, a fireboat, I could see you having some fun, and just the novelty. I like the novelty of of there. Who we got? Cool build. Cool. I built that boat in the '90s. Wow, nice.
The actual boat?
You built a boat like this, like a real boat, or a model boat? Jake, I got a German Leopard 2. That's how I knew. How he knew what? Did I miss it up at the top?
Which way the flag goes.
Oh, which way the flag goes. Ah, there you go. Gotcha. I have a few German tanks too, but with the German tanks I have, they're always like older. They're putting iron crosses, things like that. Usually I don't think any of my German tanks has the actual, the modern German flag on it. Well, I don't even know how modern it is. The flag's been around a long time. Like I see one on my Leopard over there, but interesting. Yeah, hopefully that's true. Hopefully the weather cooperates, because today it's been very cloudy down here in Georgia. I want to have this out on the sunshine, but see it working. But after this, this will be perfect for me to fill up the bathtub. So I'll go fill up a bathtub, get it ballast right after, I install the, the ESC, figure out where that's going to live. But I'm thinking, now that I'm looking at it, because again, you could easily unplug. Well, the ESC can live because the motor's not a part of the superstructure. So this ESC is going to live in the boat. I'm going to probably put it opposite side of the current ESC that powers, just the motors of the boat. And then the two batteries I'll put in there fixed, so that I know, that they can reach the XT60 connectors. I'll put them on opposite sides, ballast everything, and then that's when I'll put in. Oh, let me show you guys again if you haven't. I pulled all these bags out like last week. If you've been watching the channel, I recently took out the 200 scale Titanic and the island cutter, so I had to re-put. I do bags of BBs, all different weights. I bring them with me because again, I don't fix the ballast in these boats. These boats are not mine. Eventually I may be at a show and you might be able to buy one from me. So I don't put the ballast in there. I like to be able to pull them out. So I do it a temporary solution, but this can be how you permanently do it if you want to tape them or glue them down. But I like to buy BBs. I think it's $11.99 at Walmart for a big 6-pound thing of BBs. And I pour them into bags, make a bunch of 1-pound bags, and then I could kind of move them all around. And once you get them in there, the best thing about the BBs, they can, spread across the floor, if you will, and then they kind of just remain. They don't really move, especially in these warships. If I was doing like a speedboat where I'm going to be moving around, I need the ballast to be secure. Then I'd lock it down, I'd glue it down. But I'll tape the bags in basically just for my use. And then when I know I'm done with the boat, we got the pictures, I'm not going to need to make a video. I'll just take them out and move them on to the next boat we do. Because after this, I believe we're going to do that new Charles Adams is coming. I would love to get the big Titanic, but that big Titanic, if you're interested, it is moving quickly. As you might imagine, these don't come in super huge stock levels because of the time it takes to make these things. So if there is one on the website and it's in stock in any of these boats, and you just got to have it, then you should grab it. because it is awesome. As of right now, yeah, only 9 left on that Titanic from the initial order, and they only came out like a week and a half ago, and it's big. I would love to see it, the 1/150 Titanic. I want to see it in person, so hopefully I'll get that in front of me at some point. But all around, really super excited. What's the yellow speedboat on the ship? That's the Alpha. We did a video on these. These are the largest sailboats we got. They're about 3 feet. We got a red one that's above it, and then the yellow one. We got them in 2 colors. And the greatest thing about those, as far as I go, they can run on either 4S or 6S out of the box. So they come with 2 screws. One screw is going to be a little smaller for the 6S, and then a bigger screw for the, oh, actually I have the screws right there. So you get like 2 different screws. The smaller one, and I know it's always like the thought you think the bigger for the more power, but the smaller screw actually is usually for the 6S, and it labels it. It says 6S on this blade and then 4S on the top of this blade. But yeah, this is the bigger one. So for the 4S and this for the 6S, and they move. Check out the we got some videos of those, you know, whipping around. We put them both in the water. And one I set up as a 4S and one I set up as a 6S and just let them live like that. And they're really great. Fiberglass, ready to run out of the box. They're going to be about, yeah, this might be just a tad longer. This boat might be a tad longer than those Alphas. But yeah, head back in YouTube maybe like 2 months in our just, you know, our on our main channel page, or just we have an RC Boats playlist. You should see them in there, the videos we did of them, but also super fun. But guys, that's going to do it for us here. It went about 45 minutes today. I didn't expect to go live, but we got this came in yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I got to show this to everybody live, so we're just going to do it tomorrow. So that's what we did. Got it unboxed. I'll get this set up now. Hopefully, you'll see this video on Thursday. That's the plan. And then join us this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern, normal time for our live show. And that'll be the show where it'll be Wesley and I, along with Alex and Lori. And we're going to go through the community, you know, have some fun. And we are going to spin the wheel at least one time on that show. So if you don't know what that is, tune in to find out, and we'll have a little fun. But guys, Doberman, thank you so much for dropping in, asking questions. Jake, thanks for joining. Bill, you know, my boss, thanks for joining and watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Andrew, Vic, anyone else that I may have missed in the chat, thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, thanks so much for subscribing. We're making a big push towards 100,000. I want that plaque right here. You know, we want that plaque on the wall behind there, and we're itching closer to it. We've been pumping out content like madmen, and we're noticing the you know, the uptick in everything. So it's been a good time for us, and we're excited. Every bit helps, and we're looking to get there. So thank you all. Dig It RC, thanks for watching, man. But that'll do it for me, guys. I'm back, ready to roll, and you know, ready to press on into the summer with more of these Bancroft boats. We got new cars coming. We've got new planes coming, of course. And just all around, we still got, what, 5 months left of the year? 6 months? We just hit the halfway point. So you know, we're cranking along here for what should be a great finish, or back half of a back 9 of 2024. How do I sign up for the wheel? Doberman, you just got to be watching. You just got to watch the show live. The way the wheel works is we give it to people who are in the chat, who are watching live. So we call you out, we spin the wheel, we have gift cards on it, if you will, you know, and then all you have to do, if you don't have a Motion RC account, it's free to make one. You just have to have one so that we can give you your store credit through that. And then you can, you know, buy whatever you wish with that. So that's what we'll do. We'll have some fun there on Friday. But that's all I'm going to say on that. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Dusseldorf. Check it out, and check out all the Bancroft boats at motionrc.com or motionrc.eu. And yeah, guys, we'll see you Friday live. Have a great one. Bye, guys.